According to most people, the worst weapon in Metro Exodus is the Bastard Gun. Bad damage, bad accuracy, huge ammo consumption. But still, a gun. Bad damage, aim for the head. Not accurate, greedier weapon. Huge ammo consumption. Well, that's your fucking problem. You should have read the description before picking Ranger Hardcore difficulty. Bastard is not the worst weapon. There is another. The crossbow. Let me explain. Is it a bad weapon? Well, no. But kinda yeah. Without any upgrades, it deals okay damage, you can craft rods that you can reuse. I'm gonna get into a rant about that later. It's effective at close to mid-range, and most importantly, it's stealthy. So why is it so bad when it got all of these good stats? You may ask. And the answer is Tihar. Tihar is infinitely better, not even counting the railgun, because that would just be unfair. You can also craft ammo for it. But instead of crafting one rod, you can craft 10 bullets, which I prefer over one reusable rod that you can lose anyway. The only stat that may be lacking in is damage, since you need to repump it after each pebble it spits. But that doesn't matter at all, since you should be going for the head anyways. So when you have Tihar, the Helsing just isn't a good enough substitute to replace one of the best weapons in your arsenal. So I'm gonna ask you, can you beat Metro Exodus with only the Helsing and throwables? Now hear me out. Since you get a crossbow in Taiga chapter, you will not be able to find any upgrades for it for 3 chapters, so we'll be stuck with this mediocre damage for basically most of the game. So to make up for that, I'll be using throwables and kill every single enemy in the game, since being stealthy would be too easy. You may ask, wouldn't you get a bad ending? Well yes, that's exactly my intention, since somehow after beating this game 5 times, I have never went for the bad ending. In order to obtain crossbow right from the start, you have to start a new game plus and pick crossbow modification. I'll be playing on Ranger Hardcore, cause mama ain't there is no bitch. The rules of the challenge are simple. Helsing is the only allowed weapon, throwables and melee are allowed, and most importantly, kill everyone. So I'm really gonna sprint most of the Moscow chapters, since this is the most boring chapter in the whole game. You just need to go through a bunch of scripted events and cutscenes that you can't even skip. Seconds before I become Watchman Dinner, I get saved by the Spartans and carried to the sickbay where I have a chat with Miller and Dana.
Battle for D6, but you leave! People need you, and you pursue your selfish obsession. But now this shit has to stop! There's only Metro, nothing else.
I also have a brief interaction with the boys that I love and care for and wish all the best in the world. After we save Anna, we can go have a 5-minute toilet break because this scene is long and unskippable. Just stay and enjoy the yapping. Finished talking? Oh my god, I can finally play the game. Yerma gives us a revolver that conveniently shapeshifts into a crossbow. Alright, now that we got our gear, we can officially start the challenge. Even though I don't like this weapon, but I gotta admit that it is satisfying to use. The sound of it shooting and hitting the target is pleasant to hear. Right after I rescue Yermak, we immediately get spotted. I'll let Anna take care of all the guards, since if I peek even for a second, I'll get shot in the head and killed instantly. After taking out the remaining guards, we get on the train, but not long after we get captured again. This time, it's all good cause it's our boys. They throw the enemy soldiers overboard and we make our escape. Of course that would be too easy, so we get pursued by Hansa one last time. But this time they bought a train. Well, I think you know what I need to do.
The total town for it until the excitement quiets down.
After officially betraying our own faction, we name our train Aurora and decide to continue traveling forward to look for more people to shoot. I hope Anna didn't hear that. And that's pretty much it with the Moscow chapter. It was easy since there wasn't many encounters, but the next chapter is not gonna be so forgiving.
The line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes.
Our first stop. This is the chapter where difficulty is bumped up a little bit. But also this is the first chapter where we can start looking for basic upgrades for our weapon and armor. Volga starts off with us ramming a dam built by some locals. Miller sends us out to investigate the people who built the dam. Who would have known this was a trap? Well, I guess we have to kill them now. But before that, we have to meet a woman named Katya and her little child. Alright, I think this is the time where I...
Artyom, I can't cover you when you're inside. I'm changing position to meet the woman and child. I know you can handle this just fine.
Alright, I'm done with those guys. I'll get back to the Aurora. Uh-oh. Thanks, Duke. I'll make sure to pay you back later. I guess nobody told you about the challenge, huh? My favorite cutscene in 3, 2, 1. I can't get enough of it, no matter how many times I go through here. Blood! Oh, wow, okay, bro. We meet Crest, and we get a glimpse of his Russian vocabulary.
You pretty amazing, bratuха. That was crazy, блин.
After recruiting Crest, we get a call from Miller. He tells us that Anna fell in some toxic waste dump. Before we do anything else, we have to go and save her. Anna, that's the fakest cough I have ever heard.
Bro coughed like an iPad kid. Alright.
That's the valve, and we're done with this little inconvenience. I still wonder what would have happened if we wouldn't have come here right after Miller reported that Anna fell into this toxic waste dump. Could we just went exploring and came back here later? Well, never mind that. It's not like I would have left my wife to die here anyway. When we head back to the Aurora, we get a new mission assigned to us to find a trolley and a carriage. But before I do that, I'm gonna go explore and get some stuff that is gonna help the challenge tremendously. My first target is gonna be a bandit base. I really don't like fighting in here. I always try to do things stealthily, but every time I end up getting spotted. Alright, now that everyone is dead, I can go to the prisoners, and one of them is gonna give me a key to the night vision goggles, but only if I save them. So basically, I did a good deed over here, but we're going for the bad ending, so I have to shoot them afterwards. This is the first part of the video where I started to tweak a little. First I get attacked by these rats, then I get molested by radiation. My last throw was when I somehow missed the enemy and hit the railing instead. This is the point where I started hating this weapon's inconsistent accuracy. After eventually clearing out the tower, I, like a sane person I am, took out all of my anger on an unarmed bandit that was already surrendered to me. As I get on the tower, I instinctively pick up the guitar and then realize that I was not planning to get a guitar, so I reload a checkpoint and the game decides to troll me a little.
How are you, Alyosha?
What the fuck, am I playing on iron mode or something? I got so scared that I needed to do the whole chapter over again, but somehow I fixed it and loaded in the same place where I picked up the guitar.
Jesus Christ, I almost had a heart attack.
I was not gonna risk a second time losing all my progress, and the guitar does not affect the ending in any way, so I guess I will just continue playing. Then I went to get a beer toy for Katya. Since I already got the guitar, I also thought why not get both. Before I go get the plushie, I gotta take care of something. Alright, now I can go kill the demon and get the toy. And toy acquired. I'm gonna go get a very crucial item for this run. It's in the gas station guarded by a handful of bandits. I made a very stupid mistake by attacking them at daytime, since when you're playing on Ranger Hardcore, your visibility is increased to the maximum. So, my second death, I got headshotted by a shotgun at this range.
What the fuck?
Ranger Hardcore can be so bullshit sometimes. Now we can claim the armor upgrade we came here for. This armor allows us to carry additional 5 of each throwable. It will save my life multiple times in the future. Now that I got everything I wanted, I'll resume the main story mission and go get the trolley. There's not gonna be any human enemies in here, only humanimals.
What the fuck?
Okay, so if you didn't catch that, I was about to shoot this humanimal as another threw a brick at him, killing him and making me miss and lose my rod. You can't make this shit up. After getting rid of that starfish, I went to collect that trolley, and now we can drive and collect the carriage too. We're almost done with the Volga chapter. Alright, now this is the part where I start to get really annoyed.
What makes me a good demo man? If I were a bad demo man, I wouldn't be...
Because no matter how many times I play this part, every time I end up getting spotted. You also can't fight them from the distance, and this place has the most enemies you need to fight. I died about 5 times in here, 3 of which were not even my fault, because the game crashed. I only got footage of my last 2 attempts, and all I can say that is I was not in the mood for another crash.
Urine, blad!
Well, it's your win, man.
Yo, what's up everyone, I'm back. Did you miss me? Oh, I almost forgot. Stepan, here's your guitar. Like I said, I was originally planning not to pick up the guitar, but I couldn't let down my man Stepan.
Thank you, man. You just blew my mind.
As we get closer to the merchants, we can hear Duke saying,
It's no fun beating up immature soldiers like them.
yeah, this is not gonna end well for Duke, is it? Enough chatter, we need to capture the boat.
Careful, on your left. On your left. Open fire, he's been spotted. Barges are clear, time to capture the tugboat bridge.
After killing the last merchant, we can hear our friends acknowledge our actions. Anna and Sam are sounding especially displeased.
Artyom, All the traitors are neutralized.
Damn, we showed them. Bam! And they're down. They didn't even know what hit them. Yeah, Duke, you and our team did so well. You shot a bunch of innocent merchants. You both deserve medals. Maybe even 2 each.
These guys weren't bandits, they were just merchants. I think I just sealed a bad ending with a red stamp. Well, what's done is done. Let's get to the last part of the Volga chapter. I have no idea how, but I got spotted. This is also one of those places where it's impossible for me to get through unnoticed. And we're at the end of the Volga chapter. There's only one thing left to do. So we left Duke to die. Miller tells us that they decoded the radio frequency and found out where the government officials are hiding. We may find a safe place to settle.
Ark, come in. Come in, Ark.
We arrive at Yamantau. This chapter is usually easy if you have a gun, which I don't. Oh, another trap. Who could have seen that coming? Right after I get rescued, again, I stand up and hide. Yeah, I'm not wasting my ammo on these guys, because it's pointless to waste all of my ammo that I'm not gonna be able to get back. Alright, I finally get some freedom to kill these guys myself. We have to shoot our way through the enemy base to get to Anna. This is the chapter that makes being stealthy or doing some no-kill challenge impossible. It's harder to get through them with a crossbow that you need to reload after each shot when 4 more Usain Bolts are sprinting towards you at full speed. This is why I chose to use throwables, otherwise this would have been the hardest chapter to complete with all of my sanity intact. I don't know why I equipped the metal detector instead of anything else. It started to piss me off so much. Like, alright, I know there's loot around, I'm literally in front of it. Now this is the part that's just annoying. My game crashed. I missed 4 knives because of this little piece of wood, and then I got sniped with a shotgun. That's a classic one at this point. And now I have to fight a very armored dude. At the time I didn't realize how broken Molotovs were. I remember throwing 4 nail bombs at this absolute unit and he didn't budge. Turns out that one single Molotov can take him out. I played this game 4 times and I didn't know about this. I'm definitely not gonna abuse it in the future. Now I don't know why I decided to pick up the machine gun, but it's not like I'm gonna use it anyways. Let's clear these guys out and we're free to save Anna.
Artyom, I knew.
Oh, what the hell, medic? What are you doing? Get off me! Anna, help! Okay, now, you maybe should have listened to what he had to say before you offed him. It sounded like he was being honest, but oh well, game would have been shorter, I'm not complaining.
Oh, to think I believed those pricks from Hansa. I believed that
I don't know about you, dude, but you're the only one that believed that load of crap.
What do we do if it breaks down? Satellites!
What satellites? You want to leave the fucking planet?
There's a satellite communication center.
Today's subject, slavery.
We arrive at our second huge chapter. We start off by driving to a desert when we get spotted by a car. Half of our crew is completely out of commission because of the heat, and we're almost out of water. So we are sent out to investigate the locals once again. But uh-oh, what is that? That's not Helsing, is it? Okay, so funny thing happened. Just as I started the chapter and I went to check on Stepan before heading out, I accidentally clicked the stop recording button. And didn't realize until I completed the whole soul interaction. I'm gonna reenact everything as best as I can on how it actually happened. Okay, that didn't actually happen, please forget that. Well, buddy, this is your canon event. Now that Sol is gone, we can take his car for ourselves and go to the lighthouse. To get to the lighthouse, I gotta make my way through some tunnels with some thugs inside. Half of them kill themselves anyways, so I don't need to worry about them too much. Now what I need to worry about is my game crashing. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Never mind that, let's help Gül defend her home. Oh yeah? Let's see about that. Hi Gül, don't mind me, I'm just gonna loot your entire home. So Gül is gonna take us to an abandoned communication station, aka my favorite part in this game to speedrun. I remember being stuck here for an hour or so the first time I played it. I recently noticed that you can skip most of this whole area just by running through it and ignoring every single spider. It's also a bit comforting that the mirror is on the speakers guiding you through the bunker. If he wasn't here, the atmosphere would be way more like stalkers. Earlier, Gül asked us to get her a picture of her parents, so I did. I swear, if I die here by shooting an explosive rod at point blank range, I would delete my YouTube channel from pure embarrassment. Moving on, we finally made it to the 9/11 reference. Yeah, I bet you didn't know about that, did you? So we find the papers, and now we gotta sprint back cause the mirror is planning on shutting down the lights and leaving us in the dark. Now we'll wait for the lift to arrive, quietly, in the corner, in a room full of spiders. Very comfy. When we get out, I give her her mother's picture. I don't even know if this has any effect on the ending, but I'm gonna make sure it doesn't. Now I have the maps, I'm gonna deliver them to Miller, but before I do that, I'm gonna take a nap. When I went to sleep, I left the radio on, and this happened.
So sleep, little baby, don't you cry, everything.
Let's go talk to Miller already, before he dies of old age. I give the maps to Miller, then Miller orders us to steal water from the Baron. Before I head out, I turn all my bullets to scrap and I set off once again. The pro of using the Helsing is funny ragdolls. Like, take a look at this. Pretty funny, am I right? I'm gonna raid this ship next. Right as I land, I somehow get spotted already. That's Ranger Hardcore for you. This ship is filled with enemies. For me, it's the hardest part to complete without dying, since you don't really have anywhere to hide if you get spotted. But somehow I managed to sneak through them for the first time unnoticed. But right as I passed all the guards, I decided to shoot one, and of course all my decisions have consequences, so everybody immediately knew where I was. Everyone rushed me, and I have zero idea how I tanked a shotgun shot at point blank range to my face.
You are my sun.
Moments after I got the shit scared out of me again by this heavy guy. I had no idea he could get up the stairs in the first place, but there's nothing a single Molotov can kill. Alright, let's take care of the ones that are still alive. This is also the first time when I haven't died once in here. So the primary reason why I came here was to free the slaves. All I did was kill the thugs and leave. They can figure out on how to escape themselves.
Oh, shit, dogs! Bro! This is not Dark Souls! What the fuck? What the fuck?
We meet up with Damir and make our way towards the Baron's base, where they hold the water. Now we're gonna take care of the guards. I somehow shoved one of them straight into this railing. Now when I get up to the main area, I was planning on sneaking around and taking everyone out one by one. But this is also one of those parts where I have no idea how to complete stealthily. I was hiding under the stairs, so I got spotted by some random dude wandering around. Next time I took out a guy straight in front of another guy's eyes and got spotted immediately, again. But it's all good cause the mirror is here to cover me. It's so annoying that this guy got buffed in the Caspian. Before I could kill enemies in one shot, but now I can't even take out a single guy by landing a perfectly good shot. I have to wait for them to either bleed out or finish them myself. There's also this huge group of slaves on this platform that I could not hurt, punch, shoot, even bombs didn't work, so I let them be. I think that the bad ending is guaranteed by now anyways. I still don't get how Artyom manages to jump from such a height and still have his knees intact. Anna asked us if I could pay a visit to the ship again and free the slaves, but I explained to her that I already was there and the slaves didn't want to leave because they liked it there. Alright, enough chatting. It's time we head out to take care of the Baron. We set out towards the Baron's base. We meet up with Gül and Amir. They will show us an entrance where we can sneak into their base. Usually it would be easy to shoot all of them, but since I'm working with knives and Helsing, it's gonna be a bitch to get past them. This part is just like the mountain Yamantau. These guys will spray their guns and rush you with axes, not giving you room to breathe. I had no idea how they were spotting me. I was in the dark, crouched, I was doing everything right, but shit like this kept happening to me. Like, what the fuck is this bug? I'm not playing Stalker, am I? And also this. This guy started dodging my knives like fucking Goku. It took way too long for me to get through here. I don't want to ever do this again. The Baron invites us for a chat and tells us that he'll provide us with fuel if we give him Gül. Well, too bad it was a lie. I would have agreed on the spot. Now we have to fight to survive. In a very cramped space, without any cover. I can't imagine how fun it would be to play this on Iron mode. Let's get this over with. Gül goes after the Baron and leaves us alone to defend for ourselves. I got pinned down by this heavy weapons guy, and then this thug threw a molly at me. That was super annoying, but also impressive. I didn't even know they could use mollies. Damir came to help. Now we can go finish the Baron. After a bit of fighting, Anna takes a clean shot at Baron's head. Now we can escape, but Damir chooses to stay behind and save his people. What we failed to do.
Go, Artyom. Follow your dream.
Once more, we lose another crew member, leaving him behind. This ending is not as sad as I thought it would be. I already knew this ending's outcome. I think we all failed to complete this huge list of tasks to make Damir stay the first time we played the game. So with Damir no longer with us, we take the Aurora and continue driving forward. We wake up next to Anna and stop fucking smoking! You have lung cancer! We get invited to the table. In this chapter, Stepan and Katya are having a wedding. Everyone is happy, dancing and cheering. This is probably one of my favorite moments in the game. It really makes the characters feel alive.
I take you to be my spouse. And vow to hold you from this day forward.
For better or for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For poorer.
In sickness and in health. To love and to cherish until death do us part. As the captain of this ship, I hereby pronounce you husband and wife. Live long and be happy. Oh, and
But our happy moment is short-lived because Anna started coughing up blood. This is what happens to you when you smoke.
We're approaching the valley with its forest air.
You sure the forest air can cure cancer? Now that everyone calmed down, we can continue the party. In this moment, we're about to see what makes this game so beautiful.
Полковник Васин приехал на фронт со своей молодой женой. Полковник Васин созвал свой полк и сказал им: пойдем домой. Мы ведем войну уже 70 лет, нас учили, что жизнь это бой. Но по новым данным разведки мы воевали сами с собой. Я видел генералов, они пьют и едят нашу смерть. Их дети сходят с ума от того, что им нечего больше хотеть. А земля лежит в ржавчине, церкви смешали с золой. И если мы хотим, чтобы было куда вернуться, время вернуться домой.
Every time I pick up the guitar, I think about this moment. Not like it matters if you pick up the guitar or not, you'll still get to hear the song. Having short moments like this really balances out all the sad stuff while going for the bad ending. Well, it's time we set off to the other chapter. Me and Alyosha set out to scout the area and see if the Aurora can pass through. This place is clean, no radiation, only forest and fresh air. Just moments after reporting to Miller, we drove onto the bridge that collapsed beneath us. We dropped into the water, losing the trolley in the process. Thank God we get saved by a woman named Olga. So we started exploring our new surroundings, and finally, after 3 chapters, we obtained the crossbow. Just as we're leaving the shore, we get a note shot at us that is warning us to stay away. All I have to say is thanks for the free ammo, since I won't be able to craft any for a while. If we walk forward a bit, we will see a guy getting attacked by a wolf. I shoot the wolf, but I will not free this guy because he's a bandit. He might steal all my stuff, so I shoot him. I know no idea how this gives me bad karma, since this guy literally goes after the forest children right after I save him. I'm basically doing them a favor by killing him. We go on a bit further and finally encounter the forest children. They don't attack us right away, they just warn us to not enter their territory. Before I go on breaking rules and being an absolute bloodthirsty ghoul, I will go to this house, go to the basement, raise the snake with my stand Zahando, and collect the night vision goggles, since we lost our previous ones in the water. Back to you guys, I will try to take them out stealthily. After shooting our first guy, I will take his weapon. I waited for a while for the sun to set, so that I could start my attack at night. But there was one thing that I didn't know about the Taiga chapter. The enemies behave differently. In other chapters, with enemies surrendering, you can do whatever you want to them. Knock them out, shoot them even. But in Taiga chapter, if you shoot one while they're surrendered, the others will stop surrendering to you and become hostile again.
You know the rules, and so do I. Say goodbye.
Seeing that you will not show them mercy, they will fight until either of you meets their end. Now that we have taken care of them, we can take the zipline deeper into the forest and witness something that will become a huge problem later on. While we continue exploring the forest, we slide into a smartly placed trap. We get inspected and argued over by some forest children who will get to keep us. They argue so much that they don't even notice a 800-pound truck approach them right in front of their faces. We use this opportunity to free ourselves and go finish off the ones that survived the bear attack. We take back our stuff from the pirates, finish them off. I get into their camp through a tunnel and start taking them out one by one. I normally always would just sneak past them without initiating a conflict, but now I had to come up with an approach to this fight. Of course, there were a lot of screw-ups and attempts. After killing a certain number of pioneers, I got a very interesting voice line. Okay, finally, it only took me like 20 minutes to get past this section. And now I'm just gonna explore and loot everything. Let's continue our journey. We take the zipline into a ravine. A bit forward we find a cave. While walking through it, a body falls on us. It's not like we haven't seen one of those before. The cave leads us into a bandit camp, or rather another pioneer camp taken over by the bandits. We rescued the last living pioneer, and I decide not to shoot him yet. I love how many fights there is when you're on a bad ending run. Normally this would be the only fight in the Taiga chapter where you could shoot someone. While I was shooting my way through the camp, I got possessed. All the souls that I had taken came back to haunt me. They started messing with my UI. I had no idea how to fix this, so I gave in and had to restart my game. My second attempt was going pretty well. I had already gotten through most of the bandits, but while I was exploring my surroundings, this happened. I stepped into a trap again. Like seriously, what are the odds of that happening twice? I guess this is the game's way of punishing me for being such a dick. Alright, now I'm gonna tell you something. So far I've only encountered human and mutant enemies, but in this chapter there's a boss fight. So the thing is that a crossbow ain't gonna cut it. So if you noticed, I have been hoarding molotovs and grenades. I haven't used a single one in this chapter yet. I have been saving them for him.
Привет.
So my tactic for fighting the bear was to throw molotovs and shoot him while he was on fire. Molotovs also stun him, letting me gain leverage and distance in the fight. As you know, molotovs also deal lots of damage, so when I finished the fight I was surprised at how fast I beat him, as I never used molotovs or any other throwables in the bear fight. Now that I beat him, I got on top of the church. First time in the whole chapter I got a chance to clean my weapons, turn all the bullets to scrap and check my gear in general. And of course this is the place where we meet Olga, the woman that saved us in the river. Olga tells us that Alyosha is already at the dam and the pirates have held a council to attack our train. We cannot let that happen, so we have to go take care of them. While exploring, I found 2 upgrades for my crossbow. With the upgrades, the crossbow is starting to look like a decent weapon. I had never been on this part of the map before. All of this area is new to me. Okay, now I want you to look at this clip and explain to me how I missed every single shot. I'm telling you, the game wants me to fail. There is no other explanation.
Excuse me?
I'm surprised that I almost took out their whole base unnoticed. If I haven't simply killed a guy in front of his friend, I would have completed this whole area stealthily. Overall, this area was piss easy to complete. Now that I have fully upgraded the Helsing, it's gonna be way easier to finish the rest of the game. After the pirate camp, we go to some kind of a factory where I need to turn on a generator, which I do very quickly. I would normally explore and loot everything, but I do not want to deal with these annoying lobsters constantly being on my ass, so I'll quickly turn on the power and get lost. After that, I'll take the elevator and make my way towards the door. Every goddamn time. I barge in on this dude, take all of his loot, and then I shoot him, because I'm worse than a bandit. I also collect the bear toy, completing the achievement Toy Collector. I take the zipline onto a road and see the forest master climbing above the tunnel that we have to enter. When we head inside the tunnel, we can hear some familiar sounds. Yup, spiders again, but this time something will be different. I lose my flashlight due to radiation. Normally, if you're playing this part for the first time, good luck navigating in the dark while getting touched by 50 spiders from the back. But good thing that I played this game hundreds of times, so I memorized the whole layout so I can sprint through with my eyes closed. Now that I reach the safe space, I have to crawl through this opening into another room and look for a generator. I get the fuel, turn on the generator and get the fuck out because I'm not going back to look for 5 bullets. Now that I got past the spiders, I find a workbench so I can clean my weapons and craft some upgrades and mollies before my last encounter with the master of the forest. I was planning to craft more mollies, but I didn't collect enough chemicals, so I crafted a couple grenades instead. I hope it's enough. So we get out of the cave and we meet up with Alyosha. He tells us that there's a lot of radiation in the water behind the dam. So obviously this place is out of the question if we should stay here or not. But while on our way we get attacked by the forest master. I almost got torn a new face, but Alyosha saves us with a Molotov. And now, for the last time, I'm gonna fight the bear and finish him off for good. Unlike Molotovs, the grenades do not stun him. He also seems more aggressive this time, he charges me more often. I even almost killed myself once when I threw the grenade at point blank range. Thank God I missed. But then I noticed that there was a dead dude with 3 Molotovs stacked by his side. I will make sure to use them wisely. I think this fight was even shorter than the previous one. Now that the bear is gone, I and Alyosha restored the line's tension. But before we could get back to the Aurora, we get confronted by Olga and the forest children. They found out that I killed most of their population without showing mercy to anyone. Alyosha tries to talk to them, but Olga doesn't listen. We try to escape. Alyosha is so confused why we've done such a thing, but before he finishes, he gets shot right in the back and fatally wounded. Before this chapter, we awake beside Anna, talking about a place we would like to stay. We can hear in her voice that she's not doing well. Before we could talk more, we have to leave as Caspian takes over looking after Anna. Crest meets us at the door and tells us to come in the cab. While we walk around the Aurora, we can see the state that Alyosha has been left in. He is trying to reach Olga through the radio and warn them about the collapsing dam. But after what we did, why would they listen? At the end, we can hear him mumbling to himself about us.
Bastard Artyom. Fuck me. But if something happened to Volga because of him, I would never forgive him.
When we meet up with Miller and Idiot, we discussed the maps of Novosibirsk, where the last drug that could save Anna is located. But there's a huge problem, the radiation. Even though the radiation is off the scale, Miller and I will go look for the medication despite the risk. When we come back, we find Alyosha talking to Katya. While they talk, we can notice why he is in a wheelchair. He's missing a leg. The rod that hit him punctured his spine, leaving him paralyzed. When he finishes talking, we can exchange a couple words with him.
Are you here to talk or sympathize? Or perhaps you'll just give me a lift to the toilet?
Yeah, that's basically it. To make the situation even worse, if we go on the radio and find the right frequency, we can hear the bandits plotting something. They are planning to attack the weakened forest children, and if they survive the attack, the dam sooner or later will collapse on them, killing everyone. We know this because in a good ending, the bandits say that they've been cornered and gonna get killed by the forest children. We can tell that Artyom doesn't really acknowledge the weight of what he has done and doesn't blame himself for what he brought upon the valley. He's more concerned about Anna and the upcoming trip to Novosibirsk. We arrived at the most dreadful place in Metro Exodus, Novosibirsk, the dead city. The radiation so high you cannot even measure it. We risk our lives just by staying outside for a couple minutes. But we have to search for the drugs to save Anna. Miller and me alone will go look for the drug. Of course, before leaving I'm gonna pay a visit to Anna. I may never see her again. Before we go, Miller tells us to think about what I bring on this mission. Well, let's say I made a mistake.
Yep.
We take the car around the city so that we will get less exposure to radiation. So with my thirsty crossbow we set off to the dead city to look for a cure. Me and Will drive to the city looking for an entrance into the metro tunnels. Since Miller was too slow, I took over the wheel. Let me show you how it's done.
Oh, turn right, okay. Shut up, Miller! Oh fuck! Watch out!
After covering a fair amount of distance, we have to stop and continue on foot. When I got out of the car, I witnessed a funny bug.
Miller! Huh? What is happening?
Walking around the city gives a really uneasy feeling. You're alone here. Everyone's gone. You'll die in a few minutes if you stay here. Good thing we found a crater from one of the bombs that fell on the city. We could enter the metro through here. When I got down, I realized the mistake I made. I already went through half of my filters and I can't craft no more because I spent all of my resources on Molotovs. I just gotta pray to God I find some along the way. I also learned something new.
Is this my filter time?
When we enter the tunnels, we hear mutants. Apparently, they somehow still live in here. Didn't take long for us to get attacked by them either.
Oh my god.
I cannot imagine being here without Miller.
Dude! You annoying bitch!
Once we dealt with the mutants, we continue exploring the tunnels. We walk around the haunted carriage into the room filled with corpses. Miller almost believed that the corpses were moving on their own.
Oh yeah, thank you for being such an awesome enemy, bitch.
So the thing with the Helsing is that it's designed for stealth, enemies that are not moving all around the place. When it's used by its purpose, it's a great weapon, but now, when the only enemy here are Nosoluses, it's the worst weapon you could use. I have yet to find a single filter. If I can't find them, this run is as good as dead. While aimlessly wandering around the metro, we stumble into a dead end. When I tried to open the closed pipe, I found a boy
Hey, what the fuck?
that started running away from us.
Shoot him! Shoot him!
Now we have to chase him. Too bad I can't shoot him to make this sequence much shorter. Oh, you're not too good at hiding, are you?
Oh!
Man, the radiation is really getting to me. Artyom is developing paranoid schizophrenia. While walking through the tunnels, we were attacked by Nosalises once again. That means I have to use Helsing to defend myself.
Oh!
My tactic was to let them come close to me, but that, of course, didn't work.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. Always welcome.
Thanks, Miller, for carrying this once again. He even got a sick-ass air shot.
Oh, he just dodged that.
When we are done with the mutants, Kirill, the boy, took us into his hiding place. Miller placed his railgun on the shelf. I made sure to rip his railgun clean off all upgrades, since if I can't use it, no one can. When Miller lifted up his fat backpack off the workbench, I realized how cooked I was. My resources were non-existent. I was scrapping cans in hopes of cracking something I could use. So I have to finish the whole game with a pathetic 2 minutes of filter time. So the new anti-rat that has been given to me, I set off to look for filters. And I can wait, I'm in deeper shit right now. The challenge is on the line. Now that we are alone, we cannot rely on Miller anymore, and I have to fully trust the Helsing with my life. It doesn't take long for me to come to the most annoying place in the whole game. I hate this place, I hate its design, I hate the devs for coming up with this idea. The Nosalises move too fast. Sometimes they phase through my knives and rods, and if you don't kill them fast enough, a new wave of them will spawn. Now that's just amazing, isn't it?
Oh
So, I have to turn this fucking valve while being molested from behind by these mole people.
Ай, кто нахуй, ну курва!
I really wish I could use the railgun right now, but too bad I have to stick to the Helsing. I knew that I'm gonna stay here for a while.
Artyom, for fuck's sake.
The second attempt went even worse.
Ай, ну курва! Иди нахуй. Oh, I'm also on fire. Yeah, fucking amazing, amazing. Thank you, game. Yeah. Shit.
On my third attempt, I already started to lose my sanity. It looks like they spawned instantly after I wiped out the previous wave. Here, I killed them all fast. I finished them under like 30 seconds. Yet, still, the moment I got close to the crane, a new wave spawned. But I had enough and rested. I went for the wheel and hoped that I wouldn't get sexually assaulted from the back again. And
Where? There!
Move on, things did not get better as the upcoming area is not much fun compared to the previous one either. I moved fast, so I didn't have to stay here for longer than I needed to, as I didn't have much ammo nor filters left.
I don't want you.
And also, a new enemy was introduced, an annoying one,
amazing.
a very small one that there's a lot of, one that will take your ammo and medkits as payment if you want to pass. I'm talking about the leeches. They stick to walls, they're hard to see, you'll not notice them until they spit at you, and if I want to kill them, I have to choose if I want to get close to them and take damage to melee them, or if I want to like shoot them with my Helsing and waste ammo. So looting from now is gonna be harder as they are everywhere.
Like this would be worth it. Out of my way!
Normally I would just skip all the rooms with loot to not waste time, but now that I have only 2 minutes of air filters left meant that I had to explore everything in order to get enough scrap to craft enough filters to get me through this area. So after exploring that room, I kept rolling down the stream as I ran into a problem. There was a lot of leeches, and I did not have enough ammo to kill all of them. My only option was to roll past them, heal before they kill me, and my plan worked. Again, I did not waste any ammo, just one medkit. Right after that, I got attacked by a bigger version of the leech. And my misfortune doesn't end there. Once the drakes fucked off, I ran out of filters, and I only had resources to craft one filter. Which means if I don't find filters, the run is dead. I'm gonna loot everything, because there is a high chance in finding filters on dead bodies. After the first wagon, I already grabbed a filter and crafted one more, which I had 3 minutes left. Since I am on Ranger Hardcore difficulty, the HUD is off, and I can't see what I get when looting. That adds a bit more stress to the whole situation, not knowing what I'm grabbing. I also made sure to kill every leech I could find, as they gave me one chemical. Yeah, I am that desperate. I crafted one more filter with the stuff I gathered from leeches. After exploring the room and lowering the boat, I had 7 minutes worth of filters, so I think I'm pretty safe for now on. The moment I felt a sense of relief, those big slugs came back to ruin my day. Man, I fucking hate these things, because they will always hit you first before you can do anything. When you are sitting in the boat, you have to slowly stand up, only then you can fire back. And oh look, I'm out of ammo.
I don't have ammo!
But eventually, I got through the last annoying part. Everything from now on is just gonna be sunshine and rainbows. I lied. Everything beneath this point is radiation poisoning. Not even a minute later, we started hallucinating Anna. I told you the radiation is giving Artyom schizophrenia. It is time to take my meds before I go completely crazy. That doesn't help as I start seeing and hearing shit. This part of the game always makes me uneasy. You hear these screams and groans around you, paired with the radiation and dark atmosphere. It looks like the radiation is really getting to me. I gotta hurry up. I go into another underground tunnel, where in the distance I can see a figure. Yeah, fuck that. The beast leads us into a hospital. When we try to climb up the ladder, we get a funny surprise. So I'm not gonna fight this monkey, I'm just gonna walk around it, because this thing is fucking stupid and can't see.
What's up, pretty boy?
I'll go downstairs and turn on the lights. And oh look! It's our monkey boy again. He followed us down the stairs. I know that this looks very menacing and scary, but this thing is so slow that it won't even notice you if you run past
Wow,
it.
you stupid ass motherfucker. What's up, fat shit? Yo, breaking ankles, haha!
After letting our schizophrenia get to us for the last time, I get into a room where I struggled for no reason the first time I played.
You are alone, child. There is only darkness for you, and only death for your people.
Yo, yo! Watch out! You big idiot.
I know I drew this part a little bit with throwables, but oh well, we're at the end of the game anyways. Plus, that's fun, so might as well. So we open the big metal door and go to get the medicine for Anna. The demons inside my head still try to break me, but I will not falter. On the verge of my sanity, I finally find the room with the drugs. Luckily, we find a full fridge of them for the taking.
Plenty. Oh,
Right after we get the drug, one of these monkeys has to come and ruin my day. I fight off the monkey with the power that I have left. Even though I fight off that monster, I am left laying in the irradiated snow. But luckily, Miller arrives to save us just in time. He does not look so great himself either. He gives us his last anti-rad and carries us to the car. He drives us to the Aurora, but he passes her out halfway. Kirill tells us that I have to take over the wheel if we want to get to the Aurora. So I do, barely alive. I drive us as far as I can before I almost pass out myself. Just a bit more forward and I'll get to see what the bad ending really is. So I drive away from Novosibirsk, fading in and out of consciousness, trying to keep my wits about, but eventually I pass out. And then I awake, I discover that Miller is dead. His fate was sealed when he gave me his last anti-rad. And the sad thing is that it doesn't matter what you do, you cannot save him. The outcome is the same and the good ending too. Shortly after we awake, the Aurora arrives. The guys take us into the train. We are obviously in a bad shape from all the radiation we consumed in the city. Everyone tries to save us by giving us their blood. Stepan almost loses consciousness from all the blood he gave us. But sadly, as Katya says,
There's just not enough of us left. Not enough.
so this is where the consequences of our actions catch up to us. With Damir and you gone, and Alyosha injured, there aren't enough people to give me blood. So I faint out and wake up in a train.
My dad is gone. Don't leave me too, Artyom.
It looks like I'm in the afterlife. When I awake, Eugene meets us. This train is filled up with all the dead characters from previous games. When I go to the cab, Khan meets us there.
I thought you had some other fate, Thor. A greater one.
I feel like Khan is commenting on the choices we made along the way. Our chat is interrupted by Miller coming into the cabin and telling us that we're gonna be here forever.
Would want to stop anyway. Last time I saw anything like that.
But then he notices something in the distance and stops the train. He lets us get out of the ship for a moment. We get a photo delivered to us. And it's the place where we are buried. And that's the end. Miller and I got buried on a hill. Anna talking to us really hit hard, I gotta admit. Her saying that she hates us for giving up our lives for hers really made me sad to listen. Also, Alyosha is nowhere to be seen. It looks like he is not attending our funeral. And with that, we have officially beaten the game with only the Helsing. Well, let's talk about the ending. I did not expect any less from Metro Exodus. I generally felt bad for killing all the innocent people, losing Duke and Damir. But Alyosha's outcome was the saddest in my opinion. Duke died an honorable death. Damir stayed behind to fight for his people. But Alyosha lived and stayed with us, but in exchange he hates us and has to live knowing that everyone in the valley died. The pirates, the pioneers, the bandits, and his love, Volga. It's really the most tragic ending by far. So I feel like I'm never gonna go for the band ending again. This shit can make a grown man cry. Well, enough about the ending, let's talk about the crossbow. It is not a bad weapon, it's just that you get all the best upgrades when the game is basically finished. It really shines in stealth when the enemies move slowly, but it's a pile of shit when it comes to the enemies like Nosolis, as hitting them is stupidly hard when they move all around the place. It's also very bad against open firefights. In these situations, it is good to have a secondary weapon to switch to, or rather, the crossbow itself is better utilized as a secondary weapon. In first two chapters, I just kept my distance. In Taiga, the weapon was really fun to use since it was designed for that chapter. I feel like the challenge would have been 100 times harder if I hadn't decided to use troubles, but if I had done that, I have zero idea how I would have beaten the bear in the Taiga chapter. But I did not want to torture myself and chose the easier way since I also wanted to have fun while playing the game. And with that said, if you got to this point of the video, thank you. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see familiar content in the future, please consider subscribing and liking this video as I have games like Metro 2033 and Last Light on the radar. And I also plan on playing the Stalker franchise in the future since Stalker 2 recently came out. This video took insanely long to make. I filmed it while I was sick with pneumonia. In the middle of recording, I went to the hospital for a week, and when I got back to working on the video. So thank you for watching once again, and bye bye, I hope we meet again.